Even in the dark dystopian future state, the DC Universe's greatest heroes unite to battle for justice. All this and more in the pages of Future State Justice League issue number 1. Let's hop on in together and find out what happens next, shall we? So then, this premier team book for Future State wastes absolutely no time getting started. Joshua Williamson actually does a really good job getting us up to speed on how this team originally formed. Like so many super teams before it was to battle a crisis. And in a lovely little hat tip to Justice League stories past, it seems that this new future team came together originally to battle a Starro threat. Ain't that fun? The costumes and names may be familiar, but the people under the costumes are pretty different. You got Superman, John Kent, Jace Fox, the new Batman, as well as Joe, the multiversal Green Lantern of Far Sector and Young Animal, Andy Curry, all grown-up daughter of Aquaman and Mira, Yara Flor, the brand new Brazilian Wonder Woman, as well as the newest member of the Flash family, Jess Chambers, who has come from the future with a prophecy of doom, because isn't that always the case when you're a speedster? They also just so happen to be DC Comics' first they-them hero. Now, any good superhero team worth their salt is going to need villains, and of course if there's a new Justice League, there's a new Legion of Doom too, which is similarly made up of some familiar faces. You got Despero's daughter, Cobalt Blue, an upgraded version of Amazo, and they all seem to be led under an even more machine-looking Tio Moro, who thinks that he may finally have cracked the code on destroying the League. Which is of course why he's convened this newest meeting of the Legion of Doom at the old Justice League headquarters, which has fallen into much destruction and disarray the last couple years. Whatever the LOD had planned though remains a mystery, as we hard cut to the next day when they've all been mysteriously murdered and the Justice League is called on in to solve the crime. This is where we really get into the meat and potatoes of the story and get to see the team interact with each other, and right away we realize it's very different from the old Justice League. Not just because this time around it's Green Lantern who's actually the detective gathering evidence and looking for clues, while the Flash in this situation actually doesn't have a background in crime scene investigation. No, what's really interesting about this new Justice League is that they're all actually strangers from one another. They only come together to solve the big crimes and fight the big threats that are too much for any of them alone. This is because, as we discover, many years back, the Justice League had grown far too big and had actually been betrayed by one of their own. And as such, John's father Superman helped pass the new Justice League charter, wherein the secret identities would be kept even when fighting crime and no one would fraternize with one another. Of course, these are all good-looking young people, so naturally they didn't all follow those rules to the letter. In fact, as we discover, Yara and John are actually good friends going way back. In fact, John and even Andy recall that it wasn't that long ago in their lives that the Justice League was more than a super team. They were an actual super family. They supported each other, loved each other even. And while this newest incarnation of the team may very well have been able to get some truly amazing things done, it's hard not to feel like something very personal has been lost from it all. Speaking of personal, we actually follow Andy Curry back home and realize that she's living in the same lighthouse that her father grew up in. How are Aquaman and Mira? They're good, running the day-to-day operations of Atlantis, and even Calderon gets a nice little mention here, which I appreciated. Furthermore, we discover that John and Yara aren't the only two breaking the no fraternization rule, as it seems that Andy and Jess are involved in a romantic relationship. In fact, they think they're really and truly caught too when Superman and Wonder Woman end up showing up outside the lighthouse. While at the same time, Joe the Green Lantern thinks she may very well have cracked the code on what exactly killed the Legion of Doom. Right at the same time, Superman and Wonder Woman end up attacking the Flash and Aquawoman. But wait a minute, how can Superman be there while also talking to Green Lantern? It's almost as if he has the ability to be in two places at once, but that's impossible unless this isn't Superman. In fact, no one actually looks to be who they seem, as all the different members of the Justice League come under attack wherever they are, eventually ending up getting disappeared in a ray of red light. But who could possibly have the power to kill the Legion of Doom, impersonate the Justice League, and then attack them on their own home turf? Oh, you're gonna positively love this, because I know I did. You see, the answer is the Hyper Clan, aka the Grant Morrison created White Martians who attempted to replace and ultimately destroy the Justice League back during the beginning of his run. The Hyper Clan claims to have been locked away by the Justice League progenitors. The Legion of Doom had thought that if they freed them, they would work for them. Well, they were pretty wrong wrong about that. Now, not only do they want to revisit all the horrible torture they suffered upon the new Justice League, but they're going to dust off an old classic by taking their forms and becoming the new Justice League. And so that was Future State Justice League issue number 1, everybody, and man, I absolutely loved this. Joshua Williamson hit this one out of the frickin' park at his first up to bat. This is probably the most complete and consistent feeling Future State book I've read so far. It probably helps that we didn't have to waste a lot of time setting up any new and different dystopia, as the dystopia from all the other books still stands. What we do get is a fresh and exciting new team with a lot of very compelling and layered dynamics that I hope we get to explore a lot more throughout this series and maybe more beyond this. Bringing back the Hyper Clan too to fight this new incarnation of the Justice League is also a stroke of genius, a wonderful embracement of the past while also taking this story into new and interesting directions. I would give this one a very well-deserved 9 out of 10. Definitely pick this one up because it is great.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cave Jewel, and if you're seeing me right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, which I am very appreciative of. It really helps drive engagement and retention and all that other good YouTube stuff. So does liking and commenting. Wink wink. If you like my content too, you should check out my Patreon page. We just redid all the tiers, so there's a ton of great rewards. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and well, it would just really help me out. It's never expected, but always appreciated. So until next time everyone, I've been Cave Joel, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.